guys! Welcome back to another colorful Keto with Dory and another fun flavor Friday. We are going to do some cream cheese stuffed mini donuts. Now, if you guys are watching on Facebook, I have not included the recipe we're going to make today yet. I'll type it out when it's done. But I did include the recipe that I made last year that's made with real pumpkin. Today we're going to use a pumpkin spice flavor. But if you're hunting for a recipe right away, the only difference between what we're making and what I posted is the pumpkin swap out for the pumpkin flavor. That's it. So technically there is a recipe up there. I will type out what we made afterwards. And you guys are going to get a bonus because I'm out of pecan flour and that's what we want to use today. So I'm going to show you how to make your own pecan flour at home. I just buy my nuts raw in the bag from Walmart. And I'm going to throw some into my Ninja food processor. Somebody asked me about this one just today. Mine is the 3-piece set, and I've had it forever, probably almost 15 years. Very worthwhile investment. So I'm going to use my Ninja to bust this up. Now, I also make my own homemade nut butters this way. So I'm going to show you how quick and easy nut flour is. That's it. Homemade pecan flour, that quick and easy. So then what I do is I just add it to my jar. This one I've got is kind of more of a meal texture, and I would consider that more of a meal and this more of a flour. But it's quick and easy. It takes about 30 seconds to do it yourself at home. And then I just dump it into my container on the counter. Now, the key with this is it is a glass airtight container, and I don't have them in direct sunlight on my counter, which is why my nuts don't go rancid. So, especially if you're in a hotter climate, this is something that you want to factor in. If you live down south and it's really hot, you might prefer to store your nuts in the fridge or even in the freezer, depending. But because I'm in a cooler climate and I don't have any direct sunlight coming in on this part of my kitchen, this is the best option for me. So let me get this out of the road. And we're going to start with a base of 4 tablespoons of nut flour. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed or not, pretty much all of these mixes I make are the same. It's a base. 4 tablespoons of either nut or seed flour, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of oil, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. That's pretty much your base for anything. You can turn that into a bread, into a cake, into a muffin. You can make it a multigrain bread. It's a very basic, simple recipe that you can turn into anything. So we're going to start off with our 4 tablespoons of pecan flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. There we go. You want to add your sweetener at this time, whatever sweetener you want. We're going to use my Wholesome Provisions Allulose today. I add about a teaspoon of sweetener, but that is to your taste and to your preference, whichever you like better. And I'm going to grab my MCT oil. I forgot that one over here. You can use MCT oil, olive oil, you can use avocado oil for this, whatever you want. 1 tablespoon of oil. You can use a tablespoon of melted butter or ghee or coconut oil. Any good fat that you want is going to work amazing in this for you. Then we're going to add our 1 egg. Woo! That was a nice open door. You made a big mess there. And again, with the smoothness. Wow, I'm so smooth. So we're going to mix that all together. And then we're going to add some pumpkin spice flavor emulsion. Now, when I made last year's recipe, we made it with real pumpkin. So you can very easy swap out the pumpkin flavor for actual pumpkin if you prefer. I just don't have any on hand today. So we're going to add about 1/4 to 1/2 of a teaspoon of my Loren Oils pumpkin spice. So this one has the pumpkin and the spice flavors in it. If you're using just a pumpkin flavor, you're probably going to want to add a little bit of nutmeg and a little bit of cinnamon to it as well. But this flavor has it all right in there. Oh, Miss Mama, you did not miss the donuts. No, you did not miss the donuts. And I will tell you, these were by special request. Someone sent me a picture of the new Krispy Kreme stuffed donuts. And that's why we're making this again today. So this is our base. We're going to use our donut maker. And then our last step is to cut off some cubes of cream cheese to put in the middle. And then after, when we dress the plate, I will show you how to make a cream cheese glaze and how I plate it all nicely. So I'm just going to cut some little chunks and little cubes of cream cheese. They don't need to be huge. They're going to be probably about 1/2 of a teaspoon or a little bit smaller each. My donut maker makes 7 donuts, so I'm going to make 7 little blobs of cream cheese to go into the middle. Okay, 2, 4, 6, one more. Okay, and then the excess cream cheese we can use for the glaze afterwards. And this is going to be super, super easy. So if you do not have a cake pop maker, you can also make this in a mini muffin tin or in small muffin liners in your microwave. So I've got my donut maker preheating, and we're going to add a little bit of mixture to each. I'm only going to fill them about halfway so that I can add the cream cheese in the middle. And this maker makes 7 donuts, but this is 1 serving of mug cake. So you could feasibly eat all the donuts if you want without any guilt. You're still not going over what you would have in a single serving. And I have a feeling this is going to make probably close to a dozen little mini donuts out of this 1 serving. So now they're all half full. I'm just going to take my little cubes of cream cheese and just pop 1 in the middle of each of the little donuts. You could make this a flavored cream cheese if you want. You could use little dollops of chocolate in there if you want. You could put little caramel candies in there. Whatever you want, whatever makes your little heart happy. So then we're going to add a little bit more batter on top of each of these. Now I do find that when I use my cake pop maker, I do have to flip the donuts. When you're using them with a wheat-based recipe, they puff up quite high and they're just done in one shot. But I find that I cook them and then flip them to get them really well done on both sides. So then we're going to close up our cake pop maker and let it do its magic. And I'm going to get this stuff tidied up. Now I do have another live scheduled at 2 p.m. I have not heard back yet from Cynthia if she's still good on that time. I think she's still at work. So I'm going to finish this up, cook these, and then depending on if she's ready to go for 2 o'clock, we're going to do the live talking about her nightmare situation with Flight Hub. And if that doesn't work for her, we'll do the plating of the donuts and see if she has time shortly after. And that's my plan for the day. And I'm thinking we'll still do 1 pumpkin spice fat bomb recipe if you guys are interested in doing a fat bomb recipe. It's been a hot minute since we've done a new fat bomb recipe, and I usually just kind of gather whatever I feel like in my kitchen and throw it together into a fat bomb. So we're going to do that, and we're going to make like a pumpkin pie fat bomb because I think that would be lots of fun. Miss Julia, it is so nice to see you. Hello, darling. Hello on Facebook. Miss Teresa, it's been forever, darling. And Miss Louise, happy Friday, my loves. Happy Friday. What's the pumpkin spice flavor I used? So this one is from Loren Oils. They are on Instagram and on Facebook if you guys want to follow them. This one is a flavor emulsion, which is usually more often added to icings. But I picked mine up at Bulk Barn, and I do know it's available online at Amazon as well. This is a lot larger bottle than what I normally get from the Loran oils. So this one is going to last me forever. I also got my honey flavor extract from them as well, so that I can make a keto honey for us. Ooh, I need to get some more allulose though, because it's the only sweetener that will caramelize. So I need a little bit more allulose, and then we can do that. So we've got our donuts in here. I'm gonna let them cook just a little bit more before I flip them. The light has gone off, but they're not quite ready to flip. If you try to flip them early, you make a big mess. Just take my word for it. When it comes to all the messes in the world you could make, I've already figured out how to make them all, so you don't got to worry about it. I got your back. I got you covered. I don't know if you guys ever saw, this was a long time ago. I'm going to say pretty much almost at the beginning of my public page, I was making myself yogurt out of my sour cream and mixing it, and I dropped it and I splashed it everywhere, all over the kitchen. It was horrifying. I was finding little blobs of yogurt everywhere for forever. At the end of that day, I decided if I was going to clean up the mess, I was going to make myself some fun yogurt, and I made some unicorn yogurts. Okay, so these are almost done. I'm just going to flip them over so that they will brown on the tops. And then that's it. They're all ready to go. I'm going to make a really nice cream cheese glaze for them, and it's super easy. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of cream cheese, 1 teaspoon of sweetener, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring extract, 1 tablespoon of heavy cream, and we're just going to melt it together and put it on top of the donuts, and it's going to be so good. They already smell so good. Like, I'm excited for pumpkin. And now this is next week, when I promised I would wait until next week. I've just been like itching to do pumpkin recipes. I love them so much. I feel like there are 2 kinds of people in the world. People who love pumpkin and people who hate people who love pumpkin. There's only 2 people in the world. The peoples who love the pumpkin and the peoples who can't stand the people who loves the pumpkin. Oh my goodness, so funny. Okay, so I am going to have enough, it looks like just enough in here to make 1 more donut when I'm done. So our batch is going to end up being 8 mini donuts for 1 serving of mug bread. So there's the beauty of that. You can sit down and have 2 or 3 or 4 donuts, and it's still only half of a serving. Part of the reason why I use pecan flour as opposed to almond flour is it's lower in carbs and higher in fat. My best choices for that is walnut and pecan. They're much lower in carbs and much higher in fats, and they're cheaper. So, you know, bonus, we save a little money too. Okay, these are all done. I'm going to pop one out and grab a little napkin so I don't burn myself with it, and show you guys what they look like. And then I will be back shortly to do a plating for you and show you guys what they look like when they're all plated up. I'm going to cut this one in half so that we can see the cream cheese filling in the middle. Yum. And they look just like a little Timbit. They're just that exact same size. Ooh, that cream cheese is hot. So yummy though. Check that out. So, I'm going to sign out. I'm going to see if Cynthia is ready to go live at 2 p.m. If she is, stay tuned. We're going to talk about Flight Hub. So, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Let me get my song back. Pumpkin spice. I go to Starbucks twice a day to get a pumpkin spice. See you guys soon.